It's big. So you guys are still in school though, right?
Yeah. No, yeah. It's my third year BG.
Yep, third year at University of Finley.
Okay. And then how'd you guys meet?
We went to high school. We went to high school together.
Where at?
Riverdale. It's just south of Finley.
Yeah.
And then, so it's 3D printed, right?
No, it's
Or it's drone.
3D virtual tours. We do.
Oh yeah.
We do use drones sometimes for like the outdoor stuff, but yeah.
Nice. So how did what kind of led you into the 3D virtual tours? Because that's pretty big in real estate. I mean, if you go on Zillow or whatever, you know, that's like the next big thing is just mapping homes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I started out kind of on my own in 2018 when there was a gym that opened up. It was my freshman year of college. There was a gym that opened up back home, and I had my car there, so I couldn't like drive back to go see it. And then I just kind of Googled, and I didn't know what virtual tours were, surprisingly. And then I just kind of Googled Google Street View for the insides of businesses. Found out about like the Google Street View virtual tours to put on the Google listings. Started doing that. Did a free tour for the gym that I went to when I got back home. And then I interned with the company that makes our 3D tech, which is GOCV. I was a marketing intern for them, and then I got hooked up with them and their device, and then we moved into 3D, and then you got involved at that point.
Yeah, I was, loosely attached. Early on, it was really Rafael who started the whole thing. And then I saw that there was some potential. Like you said, the next big thing, at least in my mind, is going to be 3D tours. Like, real estate's going to be going digital. So when I saw what he was doing, and it's for relatively cheap cost.
Really?
I thought
to do on your end.
For us, we have to pay kind of either monthly or yearly, like for the SaaS product for like the actual like software. But it's also like kind of it's cheap for what we deliver. People have been surprised on the price. Yeah, I guess because I think when we talk to we
pump it up.
honestly, maybe because
it sounds impressive. I'm not saying that it's not or anything, but 3D virtual tours sounds like it would be very expensive.
Oh no, right. And because what you were telling someone at work, like the country club.
So I work at a local country club, and I was just telling my boss about it, and he's not connected to like the clubhouse or any of the indoor stuff, but he just asked how much it cost, and I basically told him the pricing. He's like, "Wow, that's like really cheap." Like, he was blown away.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that was his exact words.
If you're starting out, it's just good to get low price point and then.
Oh yeah, for sure. Which to me, it kind of seems like fair, or like I guess like from the perspective of a property manager or a realtor, it's probably not that much. Well, because like it's a simple model. It's a $500 base investment. And that covers 2,500 square feet of a place, and then it's additional $100 per extra 1,000 square feet. So, it's not really as booked. I don't know what's the square footage on this place. 1,400. So. Oh, okay. So So this would just be the base of a 500. Really? Yeah, and then.
Wow, I would do that. Wow, if I was selling this place, I would do that.
Yeah, right. You 500, and then if you did the outside, and that's where the drone comes in for the outdoor 3D.
Okay.
And that we usually add. It's usually like.
Have you done any complexes? Because that's where
complexes not yet, but we are doing a lot of jobs for a property manager up in Bowling Green. I think it's like 23,000 square feet total over like 10 complexes.
Oh yeah.
So, and they're our first like real estate place, because like at the moment we've just done like businesses and stuff, businesses, gyms, stuff like that. But this is pretty much our break into the real estate market, so we're pretty hyped about that.
You guys are hitting the right time to get into that. I feel, because a lot of houses are still doing just pictures, just well lit pictures. So you guys are on the cusp of it, honestly.
Oh yeah, and like the tech's been around for a while, and people have been doing virtual tours for a while, but it's now is pretty much kind of where it's really starting to ramp up.
The implementation.
More of the mainstream. Because really, I didn't even know about it until 2 years ago. It had been going on. I think Matterport and GCV started back in 2015, 13, something like that. So it's been around for a bit, but it's just not. But it's also kind of the same problem with like your financial stuff. It's not like it's not sexy, it's kind of hard
virtual
to,
tours
well, I
are
mean,
pretty sexy.
they are. I guess maybe like
Finances too, but personal finance. It's just
yeah,
you know.
it's true. It's like, hey, do you want to live when you're 80?
Yeah. Everyone wants to like lever up by 3 on Tesla. It's like, man, that's the dumbest thing you could do.
Yeah, no, dude. Oh, when I got involved with Robinhood, I got really lucky with with pod stock. Do you know about IGC?
We both
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I got that went up like 1,000%.
Marijuana stock?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go,
I
man.
mean, it was a solid company, but then they pumped up, and
Broke
then
some law of some
it
sort.
crashed down, got delisted for a little bit.
Yeah.
Came back.
And I mean,
Did you sell at high or?
Well, we actually missed the peak.
yeah. Well, I mean, because like
you.
I was kind of mad because I had basically at the time it was like right before my freshman year, I just got into Robinhood, and I just it was pretty much like I just made my college payment and everything. It was basically my last $500.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That was like directly to my name. I put it in IGC,
Oh my god.
and then I made some, and then I started making money because it went from a couple cents to a couple dollars. I think it was about $2. And then I bought more, so eventually I had 1,000 shares. And then it was just kind of stagnant for a while. It was going down for a bit. And then my friends, Grant, Tony, if you're watching this, I still hate you guys. They pretty much I sold half of. I think I sold all of it because at that point I had made like $500 or $600 more. So I was like, all right, and it was on the way down. I was like, whatever. And then I saw it was going back up, so I put and so then I got 500 shares back because that was pretty much all I could afford once it got there. And it went up to the point where I would have made $28,000 in like a couple of months. So then I ended up with like 5,000, but it's okay. And then I bought like
Everyone. I feel like anybody who's ever invested more than like a couple times has like multiple stories about that.
yeah,
It's
just missing the boat.
I always have to liquidate like positions because I just needed money because I'm young, you know. It's like
you have to take stuff out.
God, I had Bitcoin at $500, man. It's just
don't
like,
even get me started
it's just
on
like I could have, but $28,000, $20,000. It's like
It's going to 100K.
Yeah, 100K.
$100K.
I made 500, so I mean,
Did you? Oh, okay.
yeah, man. But it's just I hate doing the stock positions because I don't know, it's a hobby, you know.
Yeah.
Unless you like have big bucks, I don't like telling people to get into it because it's very interesting. And, you know, if you like a stock, like go into it. But
Yeah, well, I think, I don't know, because like pretty much anybody who's saying that I've seen talk about Bitcoin, it's like it's a good speculation tool, but nothing's actually created there.
It's I mean, this was it's time to shine in a down crashing market,
It's
and
supposed to be a good
That's
place
true,
to
yeah.
hold your
and it's
value.
down like 3,000, and it's been down. It was holding like 10,000 for a while, 10,000, 11,000, and then it got down to 7,000, and then this crash happened. It's like 4,000. I don't know who's buying it. You know, on an institutional level to be able to pump it to 20,000.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. From Bitcoin, it's just everyone thinks it's gonna overthrow the economy. It's like
The amount of Instagram pages that I don't even know where they're ran from. It's just like
right. If you want to
it's
be an entrepreneur,
cash, like the U.S. dollar's going down.
Yeah.
Cash is going to be worthless. Bitcoin.
Business Instagram is honestly hysterical.
It's
so
so
entrepreneurial
much.
Instagram. It's like it's funny, honestly.
Yeah.
But,
God.
so, where do you guys see like taking this what's it called again? It's 3D.
Dark Frog 3D
Dark
is the
Frog.
name.
Yeah, Dark Frog.
Yeah.
Just a clean website.
Thank
Thank you. Yeah.
Where do you guys see taking it just in the next like years? Are you gonna really stick with this and like go after it? Like
Yeah, in the next year we're gonna stick with we're gonna focus more on real estate because in our first year it was kind of like we started with businesses, so like we'll kind of reach out to businesses, but like there's not that big of a need for it. I mean, like some have taken it or requested us because like this would be really cool. But real estate, we realize that's where the biggest need is right now. And that's where we can kind of help the most help those companies there.
Yeah.
So
And I was gonna say, I think it kind of works out for us that real estate in our area is kind of lagging in like the social media advertising.
Oh, it's
digital
awful.
advertising.
Yeah.
So like
Northwest
obviously, if you look at like
It's COVID.
New York, Boston, they have a ton of listings there.
Yeah.
But just in Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, there's a ton of opportunity.
Yeah,
to
big
grow.
territorial takeover for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I think one of the main things we want to do for the people that we're capturing now is get them on. There's a platform called 3D Apartment. They worked closely with the people that I worked with at GeoCV, and so the guy Mike Zatz at 3D Apartments, we got in contact, and pretty much they're in like 5 areas right now, like South Florida, Boston, New York, New Jersey, and some other places, and pretty much he wanted our help expanding to like Cleveland and Columbus, because 3D Apartments, it's like apartment.com, like it's just an aggregator of listings, but they only show the listings that have like the virtual tours. So and then pretty much, because we have the only GeoCV device in Ohio.
Yeah.
I think.
Really?
And like
Is that does the mapping?
yeah, no, yeah, like the actual scanner, because they're not available at the moment.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That really helps.
I mean, and there is the main competitor, which is Matterport, and that one's kind of like the one that, if real estate people know about 3D virtual tours, then that's the one that they know.
Yeah, they've heard that name.
Just because they really were aggressive in the early days of getting out to real estate agents. But I think that's pretty much the next step, just getting the people that we captured this year on 3D Apartments and stuff like that, and just kind of selling from there. Pretty much like licensing the models and stuff.
Yeah. How are you kind of like attracting businesses? Is it just word of mouth or?
Well, we've tried like social media advertising, but we've kind of found out that's not the best way to do it, because the people we're trying to contact aren't just people who are interested in real estate. So if you put that as like a search topic on like on Facebook, you'll get people who just might be buying houses, not necessarily people selling them. So we've kind of come up with a new approach.
Well, yeah, I mean, our main, I guess, and that really applies to just like the Facebook marketing side of things, because Facebook, you'll get, like I said, you get everyone who has anything related to housing.
Yeah.
But I think pretty much once we're going to be doing more content marketing as we get more real estate stuff, and that's kind of been our problem why we haven't been active on a lot of stuff, because we haven't really had that many jobs between I think when did we finish Anytime Fitness?
That would have been
December, probably.
Yeah, around December.
Yeah, so between then and now, we haven't had that many jobs to look at, and no real estate jobs really. So, but this Bowling Green project is going to give us a lot of like content that we can make micro content out of, just videos of the models and the features and stuff. And then LinkedIn is definitely where we're gonna do more paid stuff once
that would make more
once
sense.
the cash flow allows. Well, yeah, because I mean, it's like it's B2B.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to know exactly who you're talking to,
Yeah.
and it's mostly just that and cold calling, direct email, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what. It's
I
just
mean, that's about all you
a
can do.
conjuncture of all everything. You gotta really like. I just go through phases of what I like to do.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Because you
I have trouble
can't
sticking with stuff.
sticking with cold calling is gonna kill you. Like you can't. You're gonna demoralize your soul. Like
it's awful, man. But I mean, some
you
people
gotta do it though. It keeps you up to date on your presentation of yourself and your company, and it's just good. I think everybody should do it at some point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, before I ever did that, I was scared to death.
Oh yeah.
Just like, okay, I have the number in. Just sit there for like 5 minutes. Okay, like this is what I'm gonna say. This is, and just like stare at both. And I mean, it gets easier.
It's like it's just an interview with somebody. You're trying to force your way into an interview immediately.
Exactly right.
But I've never had any luck with doing that. But the cold
well,
email
I mean, like
is
finance is a little different.
Yeah.
You know?
But for like 401k, I'm not doing like personal, but
Oh yeah.
401k still no one's about it. But there's a lot of established players doing that.
Yeah.
But the cold email is probably the best, like my best approach, because it's just you can keep peppering it and.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what we do too. But like a lot of ours, I've noticed that a lot of like property managers and rental companies, they usually outsource their marketing. So sometimes the email doesn't even get to them. The smaller ones, it goes directly to whoever you send it to. But yeah, I mean, the emails have worked more than the calls. I mean, but I guess when you start cold calling, like even if I plan like, all right, for the next 2 weeks, I'm making 10 calls a day and just nonstop. But then like you go through 3 days and like, all right, I'm like, obviously this isn't working. I'm gonna try it a little bit later. I don't know, because I think it's better to space it out.
Yeah.
Then and also I guess that kind of gives you time to learn.
Yeah.
If you have a couple and then not just going a month hard at cold calls. That's gonna get you anywhere.
Yeah, trying to get sales, man. Very interesting, especially as a business owner. It's just totally different. Because I was doing it for another financial advising firm as an intern. It was just like, man, I do not want to do this because it's like, yeah, they're my client, but it's still attached to another brand. So it's like, you know, and now when I do it, it's like I love it. I'll take a fat note to the face any day. It's just interesting when you're doing it on your own. But so what do you guys study that kind of led you into it? Like,
well, I was a business major, and then after my freshman year, math was getting me a little bit, and I was like, I'm not spending 5 years here, so I actually switched to creative writing because I used to write a lot, and so but I kept my entrepreneurship minor, and I made marketing my minor instead of my major, so I still got a lot of marketing sales experience. I really just didn't have to take a lot of the I don't want to say not meaningless classes, but like classes that weren't really like
what are those called? Like prerequisites?
Yeah. Like I take fewer prerequisites. So I really got into the marketing and sales sooner than I would have, I guess.
Yeah. And I'm a finance and accounting student.
There you go.
So
yep, and that's
right
what
in,
I'm
kind of in the same world as you. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Wait, how long do you have left?
Another year.
Are you trying to like? I mean, are you guys gonna try and do this full time, or are you guys gonna try to do?
It'll really depend because part of the reason why because the fact that we have the only device in the area is good because we're the only ones who can offer like the GOCV, which is I think is the best solution for 3D tours. But it's also we can't scale it because we can't like dispatch somebody in Texas. But I mean, there might be a device in Texas or something. Like let's say there's like Wyoming. If someone calls us or something, I can't be like, hey, like I'll pay you this much, and we'll just take like a smaller cut if you just get this model for it. If you shoot this model for us. So it's not scalable that way, but I think what we're going to try to do, we're going to try to do as many models as we can now. And I think pretty much what we're going to try to move into like augmented reality if there's like enough cash flow to do it full time. Yeah, but if not, I think we're kind of looking at the investment side.
Yeah, we've contemplated making like a fund of our own, and then possibly if we had to like liquidate the company, maybe not liquidate it, but if we could get, because we have a couple friends with, decent paying jobs now, and they've expressed interest in just, investing on the side from what they do normally. So we've thought about if it came to it, none of the other options were available, we just keep our money, put it in a fund, let it grow there, because the revenues from these jobs are basically, it's like no skin off our back. It's not like we're putting our own paychecks in.
Yeah.
So, in a way, it's less risky because it's kind of like money we didn't have earlier.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, it's not like we're going to be doing like crazy risky stuff like Wall Street bets and stuff of that nature. So,
man, I saw some video on it on Wall Street bets when all that leveraging was happening with the fake money or whatever, and it's like,
it's terrible.
why are people on this forum? It's cancerous.
It's cancerous, man.
Like, I don't. It's just everyone. I don't like anonymity when it comes to like giving away professional advice because it's like there's no liability. You don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
And it's you're getting peppered with information constantly, and it's like no one knows what they're talking about on that forum. It's like
of course not.
So it's like influencing younger people to make terrible decisions.
Oh
and then that in turn, like when they take a net loss, is going to just make them not interested anymore. But Reddit, I think Reddit is the worst thing. I swear.
Have you seen some of the like technical analysis on that?
No.
It's like, so imagine like a normal stock, just up and down, up and
Yeah.
down. They have like each up point has like 5 lines attached to it.
Yeah.
They will have angles in between.
Oh, it's witchcraft.
Terrible. Yeah.
It's
completely.
This is the
meaningless.
dinosaur pattern.
Or like the ghost or the bat.
Yeah.
It's like
The bat. That's right.
It's terrible.
Those technical patterns are just.
Not even real.
Here's the floors. It's like you're looking at. It's just like a spider web. It's nonsense.
Drew.
I don't know, because it was just like Robin Hood's greatest, like the commission-free tradings, their greatest strength is also their greatest weakness. Because anybody with a social security number can trade, but anyone with a social security number can trade anything.
Sometimes I think it's good to have. I think it was better to have commissions because you kind of need that extra incentive not to make a sell or buy.
Because there's no consequences unless you're wrong.
well, it's just easier to get out, and people are going to get
That's
out.
true,
You know,
yeah.
Nobody buys low, sells high. It's the exact opposite. And Robinhood, now they've crashed, right? Recently,
A couple times.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, they were out for the whole day last week.
Yeah.
the
Right?
biggest week of
No,
their
yeah.
entire
It
existence.
was so funny because anyone who panic sold couldn't get back in like well as
It's
full
down.
recovery. That made
It's
me
like-
laugh so hard.
It's
Yeah.
down like a 2,000 point gain. It's, I mean,
Dude, that bump at the end of the market on Friday was wild, man.
Yeah, right.
It was just.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Because the oil thing's still not resolved yet, is it?
no.
I haven't paid too much attention to the oil
Yeah.
situation.
I think it's still around like $32 a barrel. So
It was at
prices-
22 or 28,
Oh,
right?
really? I think it was.
It was.
I think it was high 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, high
I think that's
20s.
where it
Okay.
was at its worst. So I think it came up a little bit, but all those energy companies. I mean, for years they've been getting hammered anyways.
Yeah.
But just like the past week's been awful.
I don't know anything about oil, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something I want to learn because oil is something. It's interesting, like just how it all is handled and how operations are ran. But
I just know it comes down to the demand, which we have a shortage of now because people are traveling less with coronavirus, and then the supply, which Russia's oversupplying. So it's kind of like general economics. You know, supply goes down. Well, supply goes down, price goes up, but supply's way up now. I think it's almost like 2 million extra barrels a week or something.
really,
Yeah, it's like a ridiculous extra amount.
good for us though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cheap
I mean,
prices
we were
for
driving
us.
down here. It was like 179 was the lowest one I saw.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
couple
like
places.
it was over by like Marion, but
God,
yeah.
I hate Columbus because it's like you go down the block, it's 2:30 or something, and then you
Yeah.
go literally like you know a street and another street, and it's $1. It's like 2.9. It's like, come on. Freaking gas stations, man. I feel like gas stations is just I don't know, man. But so you guys think you were going to transition away from this? It seems like a good
If
idea, for real.
if the other options aren't there, I mean, I think it's probably the safest and best thing to do with the capital. If it's
Yeah.
already in the Dark Frog name,
Yeah.
we might as well just take that.
Yeah, no, yeah, because I asked my accounting professor about this, and honestly, maybe you'll know. I mean, like maybe you'll know. So like, Dark Frog is an S corp, and investing is not our main activity. Virtual tour stuff is our main activity. It's my understanding that S corps can hold stock, right? Can they?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's
okay.
illegal.
Okay. Well, it's pretty much Google said that they can own stock, right? But like, and I know that you have to have licenses to manage other people's money, and I don't know if this is
Yeah. You
like legal or illegal. You know, right?
Yeah.
Right. But like, I guess just from you probably know a little bit about more than I do. If people were sold
Equity.
stock, yeah, if they were sold equity in the S corp,
So there's
is
essentially
it
just no-
illegal to like invest with some of that if that's not our main activity? Yeah, right. 'Cause, I mean, like it gets really
That's
murky.
a
there.
choppy question.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm gonna go ask like a real lawyer before we actually even think about that. But like,
I mean, worst case scenario, we just have to liquidate the company and then
yeah, and just like
make
put
a
it in
new-
our because we also have an investment club with
Well, who's it
me and
between?
2 other friends. Huh?
Who is it? Just your friends that would through that S corp, or is it the
Well, no.
profits
So
of the?
we're the only people that do that are actually
that are
like
in the S corp
part of the S corp.
Yeah, so I think that'd be fine.
Yeah. Right.
But obviously, you could.
Oh no, yeah, no, I'm getting real legal advice. But yeah, well, yeah, because I think I was reading.
I would get
it,
an
and it's
agreement between you two on that. That seems like that's where it would have to go because.
Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah. I mean, and we'll
'Cause it's a separate
cross that bridge
entity,
once
yeah.
we
Yeah.
once we do that. But yeah, well, I mean,
Interesting
and like best case scenario, because I guess pretty much the plan for the virtual tour stuff is just like get a foothold in like 3D and reality capture and stuff like that. And then if we can continue further with like other 3D like animation, renders, AR, stuff like that, that would be great. But we would also be fine with like if we can build something enough to help with the student loans and just kind of help build other businesses with other people or started something new, then that's okay too. But yeah, I don't know.
So, what was I gonna ask? I mean, it seems like a great concept, though. I mean,
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I like it the more they do it, and kind of back to our sales thing. I haven't had a sales job before, but like if I ever have to get another sales job, it's gonna be kind of hard because it's easy for me to go and kind of sell this to people because I completely believe in it.
Yeah.
I love it, and I know that it helps buyers and sellers. And like, because I mean, if I had to go sell a TV subscription or cable or something like that, or like lawn spray, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Selling is a different game, man. I never thought I'd be actually trying to. Now I view it as a sport. If you really enjoy it, it's a sport. Like having like business, trying your own business. It's like you're trying to figure out competition and making moves and like how to make your team better and which is your brand. But it's just interesting, like especially with the internet, how everyone can do it. The internet's great.
Right? Yeah, it's the best thing and the worst thing.
But how'd you guys get into the virtual 3D aspect of it? I mean, and the drone. That's pretty. Seems like
the drone stuff. Yeah. So the drone part of it actually. So GeoCVs when they developed their technology, their main thing was kind of the open source type stuff where like if you capture it, you own the data and you can use it in any way. So because you can actually take out the 3D data of the tour, you can make the outdoor 3D in another software like a drone deployed. They use it for like construction sites and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just makes an outdoor 3D model. That's not affiliated with GeoCV at all with our technology. But what you do is you can take, and I think it's CloudPoint is the software, and it's like free software.
Really?
Yeah, and they have like directions how to do it on GeoCV's website and everything. And you just
I love 3D.
Yeah, right.
3D is so cool.
Yeah, and you can mix them in this software so the point clouds line up. You upload it, and then it just meshes it together.
Wow.
It's really cool, and it's the only one that can do that.
Really?
Matterport is the main competitor, can't do it.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's one of the main reasons why I chose GeoCV because it's like you can do outdoor and indoor all in one. It's just nuts.
But how do from a personal standpoint?
Okay, yeah, personal.
Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, really,
Because creative writing and marketing, it's just like I'm trying to figure out like where 3D virtual tours came. Like, it seems like a big swing.
I mean, like it is a big jump. Well, because like when I guess it kind of starts if you go back to senior year of high school. After that, you probably saw the Ty Lopez ads for all the the social media agency.
Yeah. I read 100 books a day.
Yeah, see, I got caught in that racket, but I found the
everyone does.
But the $3,000 course, found it for $50 on some site that had like all these courses for like that much. Bought it. Really glad I didn't pay $3,000 for it. My lord. But like it taught me like basics of like setting up a business and stuff like that. And then once that, I was like, I am full of, I don't know anything about this, Then I moved on, and that's when the gym thing happened, and I just was doing the 360 virtual tours.
Okay.
And then when I was looking for internships, I was on LinkedIn, looked up, and I think because I just really liked it. I saw how helpful it could be, so I was like, if there's a way I could get into this, but with an established company, that'd be great. And so I was looking for internships, LinkedIn, looked up virtual tour marketing. GeoCV was the only company that popped up, and like I messaged the guy Jonathan Klein. Shout out Jonathan. He pretty much got in touch with me right away because I was about the only person that applied that was doing virtual tours.
Yeah.
And then I got hooked up with them, and then I just got more involved with the 3D industry. I'm like, this is super cool and really helpful. And
I hope you guys continue to do it the rest of your lives.
I really hope so too. Yeah, it's fun.
I mean, the stock stuff is fun. I mean, everything's so fun. Like the animation aspect of it, like I really love making that content. Like it's so fun. I swear to God, I do. It's like 50% of my day is making that content, and then the other is like 25 is cold outreach or whatever, and then the other 25% is like just maintenance on accounts or whatever, whatever. But it wasn't like that in the beginning, but I had to like learn all this software stuff. And it's
I mean, I know like basic video editing, but like that stuff, I don't know. But it's funny.
So now I want to buy a drone.
And so we don't have our I don't have my
sick.
I'm gonna get my Part 107 this summer probably, and then we're gonna buy our own drone. But what we do now is there's a guy, Cameron Brown, goes to BG. He does our drone stuff for us.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's like licensed and everything.
Yeah. Do you have to get a license to fly drone? Or
It's
just with the
it's
camera?
above a certain weight, which I mean honestly, I really wonder if the Mavic. I think which one was released a couple months ago, the Mavic Mini or something. It's like 0.1 below the FAA regulation. But like if technically we could do that. If
Yeah, we probably could.
Yeah, I mean, like if it works with the software. But yeah, because Cameron has a Phantom 4, just like one of the more well-known ones. It's pretty cool. It's really loud though.
Yeah. Very loud.
But I mean, I would definitely do it.
Interesting. Well, you guys want any parting words?
Any parting words?
Words of wisdom as for young people.
All right. So for young people, if you have the opportunity to sell something that you actually like and fully believe in, take it. If not, you know what? You gotta eat. So you gotta sell it. Just do what you gotta do, but try to sell something good.
Yeah, mine's gonna be not quite the same, but don't buy a $3,000 Tylo case. That's probably the biggest thing. That'll just save a big heartbreak right there.
Those courses just teach you how to sell courses. It's a motivational loophole.
I was going through the thing, and every single thing they said, okay, do this. I was like, this is what you did to sell people the course. This is ridiculous.
It's crazy, man. Motivational speakers is like they're trying to motivate you to become a motivational speaker. It's like it's so difficult.
No, yeah, I mean, there's a lot more money in telling people how to be rich than building business.
Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, you basically you agreed. I mean, it's the same thing. It's like it's just like you said. It's when opportunity is there, people are going to use it to capitalize on like people's like lack of knowledge, I guess.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Well, I mean, and there are even virtual tour business courses that this
Yeah,
guy. I mean, I'm not gonna say his name. He probably has good intentions. I don't know, but pretty much he's basically starting he started a Facebook group. I mean, like I joined it to kind of keep tabs on it because that just started a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And he has his own like 360 virtual tour platform.
Yeah.
Which there are thousands of those. Not a lot of good 3D ones, but there are a lot of just 360 ones. He's basically just selling his subscriptions, which it makes sense. You know, I get it, but
that's why
I don't like some of the things he says.
Yeah. Okay. That's why the finance industry is so heavily regulated. Like, there's so much red tape on everything. It's just you can't be. It happened
like
in the
he's
past.
a financial advisor.
Dude, I'm telling you, I went some other financial advisor from ProMedica tried to bring me on to ProMedica, and it was like they did a presentation. It was obvious pyramid scheme what ProMedica is doing.
Yeah.
They're trying to get other. They brought me they're bringing people in to become financial advisors, and the entire thing of a pyramid scheme.
The legal pyramid scheme.
It's recruitment, right?
That's
You're not selling a product. You're selling recruitment, right?
Dude, I love it.
And that's what financial. So like Merrill Lynch and just like Edward Jones, they bring in these young financial advisors, right? Yeah. And it's like a 90 or 99% fail rate or whatever, 90% fail rate because you're literally starting your own business. You cold outreach clients and it's hard to do.
Yeah.
But they get a couple clients, they get their network, bro.
Yeah.
And then they leave, and then those clients are there, and then Edward Jones gets those clients for life. And I think they're pyramids. Like,
I never thought about
point,
it that way because if they go out of business, then they just go to.
They go to Edward Jones because they're absorbing their network. That's why there's so many young guys go into financial advising and then they stop. It's like it's a very hard thing to do.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it's a hard thing to like get started to be like your full-time thing, right? I mean, like I assume this kind of took you a bit.
Well, I'm partnered with a 66-year-old guy who's doing it for like 17 years. Like, he taught me everything I know about it. So. It's just different. It's a different type of pyramid scheme. But
but that's different.
Yeah, what you're doing is completely different.
Yeah. I was like, hey, if you get these many people under you, and then they get people under them.
It was literally like that. He literally brought it up. I was like,
really? He said those exact language?
Yeah. He's like, I got all these guys under me, and then they get clients to bring to me. It's like, it's just different.
I hate it.
It's different, but it's
that's awful.
It's so interesting, man. Pyramid schemes they're the weirdest anomaly, I swear to God.
It is. I mean, well, even like, well, you remember, Bill Ackman?
Yeah.
When his vendetta
Yeah.
against Herbalife.
Yeah,
He
that
was
was a
close.
great documentary.
Yeah. You saw that one?
Yeah.
It was so close.
Yeah. And then they, Carl Icahn, they started that bidding. I've predicted.
Oh yeah,
Anymore.
just because he hated him.
Yeah.
Like, hey, no.
And then remember, like,
I'm
just
not
pops
put
up.
on
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna call it.
Okay, guys.